Mark Rogers TV continuing to break down positions across the country. We stop in Happy Valley in the Big Ten with Penn State at wide receiver. And despite the scholarship reductions wreaking havoc with running back, offensive line, a number of areas on defense as well, wide receiver, though, as we bring in Ellie Moreta-Feliz from Black Shoe Diaries. Ellie, I would say, and you're the expert, but wide receivers held up pretty well at Penn State. Didn't take a huge hit, and now you're at a position where it's one of the strongest positions on the team. Chris Godwin had a huge year last year.
Yes, he had an immense season last year, and he is, for all intents and purposes, a lock to be even better this year. Wide receivers in general is one of the positions, along with running back, that I am not concerned at all. And that's mainly because of Godwin's ability to just make guys. He's kind of like the wide receiver version of Saquon Barkley, right? You throw the ball to him, and it's going to take more than one guy to bring him down. You saw that against Ohio State last year. Eli Apple just kind of went after him after he caught that one pass, and it was, 25 yards before he finally came down. Then it happened again at Michigan when we played Michigan. And he just has that ability to just get to the ball and, go on target and make plays. And it was on full display last season, and it's just going to be even bigger this season.
Daesean Hamilton's a kid who burst onto the scene with 82 catches, 900 yards in 2015 as a freshman. He and Geno Lewis in tandem helping out Christian Hackenberg with a lack of a running game and an offensive line, and that was pretty much the offense at that point, hitting the ball down the field. Daesean Hamilton last year, 45 catches, 6 touchdowns. Your thoughts about Hamilton now as more of a number 2 guy?
Hamilton is a very interesting case because Godwin is the home run threat, right? But Hamilton, he's your guy who's versatile. You can put him in different spots, and he's still able to make plays. If you throw the ball for 40 yards to Godwin, the one that gets for 5 yards and gets turned into a 20-yard gain, that's going to be Hamilton. So it's going to be a good balance between the two. And again, Hamilton's ability is that he's just going to be able to take a few different spots. He's going to be able to be your short pass guy. And as you said, his production may have decreased a little in the past year, but it's still good enough that he is reliable on the field, and it doesn't matter where you put him. He's just going to make plays.
All right, then James Franklin and staff doing a nice job on the recruiting trail past that. We saw Saeed Blacknail only catch 8 passes last year, but they all went for big yardage. 248 yards. He was ripping them off for like 31 per reception. Irvin Charles, a highly recruited player, along with Brandon Polk out of Virginia, who got some action on the field last year. And another 2015 prospect, Juwan Johnson, probably the most highly rated of the 3 out of New Jersey. Can you set us up for that number 3 spot and beyond that?
Right now, Juwan Johnson is looking pretty good. He looked pretty good in spring practice. Brandon Polk is a guy who, as you saw in little spurts last season, if he's used correctly, he can do some damage as well. Irvin Charles, we don't really know much about right now because we haven't seen him on the field, but he does bring the same type of ability that the other 2 bring as well. So it's going to be an interesting competition in the summer. Another guy to also bring into the field is going to be DeAndre Tompkins. You saw him a little bit as well last season, mostly on special teams. But I think this season he'll want to make a case for that number 3 spot as well, along with Saeed Blacknail and the others.
All right, Chris Godwin with an enormous 2015, 69 catches, 1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns. Daesean Hamilton, one of the more solid number 2 guys in the Big Ten. And then, as you could hear, a host of backup depth and talent for Penn State. They should be in great shape at wide receiver for the next few years for sure. Ellie Moreta-Feliz from Black Shoe Diaries helping us break down Penn State wide receivers. Thanks a lot, Ellie.
Thank you.